All right. So when it comes to trying to different things, sexes, when it comes to male, female, what are you gonna watch? Fights with
Mhm.
husbands and wives, boyfriends
Yes.
and girlfriends,
Right.
all the things.
All the things.
You know what I think is fairly universally appealing
Hmm.
is Succession. I think it
Yes.
has a little something for everybody. At least
I
that's
agree.
how I see it, right?
I agree. I agree, and that's why it's like, listen, it's well done, but it's not, it's not Breaking Bad, it's not The Wire, it's not in that elite, category. I would
I
put it
would put
in.
it up there, Todd. I would put it up
Really?
there. I
Oh.
can't get enough. I can't get enough.
I just don't think it's got the character development to sort of go into that realm, but it is very good. I'm not gonna sit here and say anything bad about Succession. I've enjoyed it immensely. Yeah, and I think it does have that broad appeal, which is right when you're with someone, it's like, what can we watch together and both truly enjoy and not feel like it's a sacrifice? Like, oh, I gotta, you know, Real Housewives for me. It's like, man, I can't actually. I can't even do that. I can't even pretend when my wife wants to do Real Housewives. I have to leave the room.
Give us all
So
time. Give us time. Like, listen, viewers, please write in,
yeah,
comment below.
yeah,
Give Todd a reason to watch. I've been working
right,
on him to get him to watch one of the Bravo, but that's a whole
yeah.
other thing.
Yeah, and by the way, too, my wife doesn't want me to stay. That's the other thing too. She's like, "Oh, good, goodbye. Let me enjoy my show." She's
Well,
like,
because you're
"Leave."
adding your like and by you, I just mean all significant others are adding your like passive aggressive, not that passive comments of why are you watching this?
Yeah, it's not so passive. It's pretty aggressive. I'm like, "This is why the world stinks. This is why humans are can't communicate to each other." Bah.
Have I feel like you've been talking to all the other significant others. Every single one of
Yeah,
them is having that exact same comment.
yeah. Oh god, it makes my head want to explode.
But the thing
But
about Succession, even if you don't agree, you can still have the debate. Like, how do you feel about Tom? Tom is winning me over recently. I've
oh,
got a little soft spot for him.
really? See,
He
Tom's
wants to
fooling
make it
you.
work with Shiv, and that melts my heart.
That's what people with no spines do. They could kind of like just like morph into other things and people don't even realize it. So he's in the process of kind of morphing into someone who's more likable, and especially Shiv, given that she's pregnant. And so
But he
he doesn't
doesn't
even
know.
know
I
that
don't.
yet.
He doesn't know yet.
He doesn't know yet, but he certainly senses, obviously, because the two of them are back together a little bit, quasi. I don't know.
What
But
if
he
he
senses
really
there's a
loves
door open.
her? He could love her. You don't
He's gonna
know.
ooze through because he has no spine. It's just gonna, you know.
I don't know. I wanna say that he loves her and he's gonna win her over, and they're just gonna have a cute little evil baby, I assume?
I think it's definitely a relationship of convenience. She gives him an opportunity to be in the elite sort of circle, and he kind of gives her, at least in theory, a stable sort of sense about you know belonging to a structure, if that makes sense. I think
Yeah, like what you should want or should be in.
Yes. Right, yeah, the ideal, executive who's married and got it all kind of thing.
What did you think about his statement, spoiler alert, this last week where he said, basically, between love or money, he likes nice things, which I thought was
Yeah,
such a but he didn't say it, I don't think, to be I don't know, like a
yeah.
crazy statement. He was like, "Listen, I like nice things, and
It was
maybe I can
honest.
find someone else." I thought it was honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think, honestly, that was one of the best lines of the series so far from him, and just in terms of raw honesty, and so maybe this is the new part of their relationship where they realize this is a relationship of convenience in a lot of ways, and that there's sort of a transactional nature to it more so than a romantic,
Look at
endeavor.
Todd writing love notes here.
Yeah,
I don't know, something about the honesty also, which again, feels like psychologically not great on my behalf, but the honesty felt I'm like, "Oh, I like that you're at least being honest about your materialistic."
yeah. He's sucking you in,
I
Yasmin. See? He's
know.
sucking you in.
Am I a
That's what
sucker? I might
happens.
be a sucker.
Mm,
What
yeah.
about Jerry? Jerry getting fired. and then
Yeah,
not
well,
fired? I don't know.
yeah, and yeah, I don't know if that's gonna stick. So this Sunday I'm looking forward to seeing how that happens, and if Jerry strikes back because she's got the goods on Rob. I mean, it's like
She
what
knows
was
where all the bodies are
yeah,
buried.
I mean, she has him like part of his body all over like her phone. I mean,
Ah!
I mean, so that's what I keep like. Wait, did he forget that he sent her those pictures?
I don't think
You know,
anyone has ever forgotten that for 1
yeah.
second.
Like, do you think they're all gone? Do you think So I'm just waiting for that card to be played. It's just a matter of time, right?
Well, he sort of fired her for Logan 2 weeks ago, and then he died. Again,
Right.
spoiler alert. I'm sorry. If you don't know that at this point, I can't help you. But then we just pretended like that didn't happen because there was no paper trail, I assume.
Yeah, right. And it was never official. It was just word from the big guy on down. That was it. So yeah. So she survived. And I think she'll survive. I think, honestly, in this sort of Game of Thrones application to Succession, she's gonna be right there at the end, in my opinion. I really do, because she has those pictures. So I mean, that's it. You can't do that to her and not pay a ton of money. And they can't afford bad publicity right now because of the deal that's pending. Or maybe that's the thing that's going to blow up the deal. And that's kind of in an inadvertent way, that's how the boys are going to get what they want. Maybe.
Maybe that's also why this is such a good show to watch with someone else because there are so many unknowns,
Yeah.
and it's fun to just like, what are they going to make this deal go through? Are they going to lose everything? Are they going to just start a new? I mean, there's only like three. There's only I think 3 or 4 episodes left, which is upsetting. In the
It
same
is.
way, White Lotus was who's going to die? Who is it? And every week you can dissect and go down weird rabbit holes, and
Yeah.
that's enjoyable.
But to me, this speaks to the, if I don't say criticism of Succession, but the one little thing I would have to have to say is like, why did it take this long to get to this point to make it so interesting? Where I feel like for maybe a season or two, it was kind of the same story, rewritten in different ways, like all the brothers and the sister and and they all just kind of repeated the same thing over and over again. Now in this final season, obviously you had the major plot twist with the big guy going down. And then now, the kids are jockeying for position to see what happens. And now it's like, I want another season of just watching the kids.
Minimum. I
Yeah.
minimum want another season. I don't think that I was ever bored in any of the seasons, to your point, but this season is definitely jam-packed with a lot of plot development every single episode. I'm like, we're in a completely different space.
Yes. Yes. I felt like for a while there, I'm like, did I already watch this episode like last year? So as who's the older brother? His name's escaping me.
From Just Shoot Me, he's so sweet.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we all know what we're talking about.
The one who just got
what I'm talking about.
married.
Yeah.
Bless his little heart. Running for president.
No, yeah,
That
right.
guy?
He's the oldest, but the next in line,
Oh,
Junior.
Kendall.
Kendall, thank you, man. Kendall. So
Kendall.
like, how many times is Kendall gonna, stray, go on drugs, then come back to dad, and then stray, and then come back? That got a little repetitious. So anyway, we're moving on. I like the show. I'm sounding like the curmudgeon now. Yeah. So I think the next couple of shows in this series will define like how good it's gonna be, right? Like how cutthroat are the kids gonna get? Because they're gonna break apart. You just know there's no way this sort of alliance is gonna last. It's not it's not who they are. Does anyone think their alliance is gonna hold?
No. I mean, I don't even think it's held through one episode, even up until this point. But I agree, like, it depends on what happens in the next few episodes. In the same way, if anyone watched The Leftovers, the series finale rather, made that show excellent. Excellent, in my opinion.
Now they lost me because I was watching, I loved it, and then I was like, okay, where are we going with this?
I agree. I agree.
Let's go.
Let's
and
wrap it
didn't go
up.
anywhere, and I drifted away. So that's good to know. That's a little tidbit.
Finale made it worth every minute of them. Like, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know if I care. I agree. If you watch the finale, it wraps everything up so beautifully. I would say one of the best finales I've ever seen on any
Yeah.
show, bar none. And I did not love that show
And
up until that episode.
and for people, and make sure that I'm correct in my memory, for people, Leftovers, that's the like basically like the rapture.
Yes.
One night half the population, whatever it was, just kind of disappeared, and everyone's left on Earth to figure
Do
out.
you not know how it ends then?
No, I don't know how it. I walked away. I walked away. Like
They tell
Succession
you
held me.
what happened.
Leftovers did not.
God.
Leftovers, I can't do it anymore. It's another episode of the same kind of thing, and so now
Yeah, at
now
least
you'll hear
the
that.
finale.
You'll
We
hear
have to put that on the list. At least the finale, it
Cool.
explains it beautifully. Beautifully.
All right. I'm gonna have
There's a
to
good
do a lot of
tease.
explaining with my wife before we do that. Be like, remember the show? It was, and he's like, oh yeah, I don't know what, who, so that's
Watch
okay.
the YouTube. YouTube has very good recaps. I have to watch them between seasons.
Mm.
And someone will do like a quick compilation of here's what happened in the last 18 seasons of Grey's Anatomy, compiled into like 4 or 5 minutes. Excellent. Excellent.
All right, so we've reached an agreement. Succession is a great show, and it's even a better show because it's the one show where you and your significant other, chances are, can watch it and both truly enjoy watching
And don't
it.
hate each
I-
other during it,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah,
No promises.
and like we talk about other things, and we'll get into more Star Wars stuff, which is so my wife's away this weekend visiting family, and so I can't wait to get back into Andor. Can't wait.
Mm.
You know Andor, right? Yasmin?
You could tell me it was a person. You could tell me it was a place. You could tell me it was a thing.
Yeah.
No reference whatsoever.
Maybe that'll be the next one. You'll have to watch a couple episodes of Andor.
Sure. And right after you were done watching Bravo and
Cool.
getting caught up on Scandival.
I do know Shotskis. That's the one thing I do know.
Watch What
Shotskis.
Happens Live. Andy Cohen.
Yeah, there we go. Is that right? Not the same thing? I don't know.